Hello coders, good afternoon. Is that light on? It is on. Ah, damn it. Bear with me. It's not on anymore. Good afternoon everybody. I hope everybody's well. I am going to be doing the code review today of the PHP one-liners, and we're also going to be talking about the PHP object-oriented programming challenges as well for February. And then we're going to basically call a break at that point, and I'm probably going to need a cup of tea after that. And when I get back, we're going to be working on the some bits and pieces to do with how to code well. I've just got a couple of things that I wouldn't mind wrapping up on the stream, if that's okay. So let's get into the code. Here we go. This is my GitHub profile. If I was to change this to, what am I looking for? The challenges. Let's look at the challenges. Code challenges. I just want to double check I've pushed something up. Bear with me a second. So if we go to it's in SRC, it's in Markdown pages. Here we go. 2021. Yes, they are there. Excellent. Okay, good. I wasn't sure whether I've forgotten whether I pushed it up or not. I obviously had. Right, let's go and review that. So it should be live on the site. So if we go to codechallenges.howtocodewell.net, you'll see the current one, which is the PHP OOP quiz. But the one we're going to review is this one. The one that was set... Not that one, sorry. Not that one. This one. Let's move this over. I need to sort out that spacing there. Can you see that? Did you see that? It was a bit funky there. In fact, I might just put... let me just put a note down on the repo to fix that. I'm just going to put some notes down. Fix the... Okay, cool. All right, I'll put that up to Git later on. Okay, so these PHP one-liners, this is essentially a series of challenges that are based on the command line interface. And these are one-liners. These are single lines of code that do these things. Okay, so a series of PHP one-liners that run on the command line. You can use the Windows WSL, Mac, or Linux. Each example must be performed on a single line of code and ran in the terminal. Essentially, what I'm going to be doing, if I bring up my terminal, of course, there's an update. Remind me later. Essentially, what I'm going to be doing is just going PHP-A and then getting into the interactive shell and then running those commands that you put down. So let's come out of that. Let's clear this down. Let's get back into this. So the code will be reviewed live on Twitch today on Sunday. And how many there are 5. There's 5 levels here. So the first level is to return the How to Code Well podcast as an XML feed using the RSS feed, which is our anchor feed here. Level 2 is to randomize the alphabet. So this will return the alphabet, so A to Z, but in a random sequence. Again, all on a single line of code. Level 3 is to count those names. Okay, so we've got an array of names here. So Pete, Kim, Jim, Pete, Kate, Billy, Kim. So count the values of these names, right? So Pete would have, 2 values? So Pete and Pete. Kim would have 3. Kim, and Kim. So count the frequency of these names within this array. Again, all on a single line. Level 4 is to display the happy birthday song. So this is the happy birthday song. Happy birthday to you, happy birthday to you, happy birthday dear, and then your Twitch or your Discord username. So replace that with your name. But this needs to be ran on a single line of code, but it should be output on multiple lines, right? So you replace your name with Twitch or Discord username. Each line in the song should be output on as a line in the terminal, basically on a new line. And the last level is to output the contents of a current working directory. So I suppose what I should do is to set this up. Let's do cd into code, how to code well / code challenges. There we go. We'll run it in here. I'll just bring this up, make it a bit more bigger, so we can see it all. And then I'll grab the repos. Okay, give me a sec. Hi, Mr. DB303. I hope you're doing well. I'm doing good, thank you. Yeah, I'm not so bad. I did go outside for a few minutes. I went to get some milk and some other. Just went for a walk, really. But it was hammering it down with rain, and I just needed to get out of the house. I just needed to go and just have some fresh air. But weather isn't supposed to hurt you, but this was hail. It was horrible. It was horrible. I'm deeply regretting that, but but I'm good. Apart from being a little bit soggy, I'm okay. So let's, I just want to have a look at the code. So we've got a coding challenges channel in our Discord server, and this is where people submit their work. So I can see Mr. DB303 has submitted the repo there. So I'm going to grab that. I'm going to grab that now. So bear with me a second. Let's get that, copy that, and then go into into here. Now, because these are one-liners, I should technically just be able to run it on a line of code. So this is Mr. DB303's repo here, and we can see level 1 RSS feed. Okay, so we can see some scripts. Oh, there's multiple ways. Nice, sweet. Okay, let's move that out of the way. Okay, so let's work on level 1, the RSS feed. So script is feed.php, that's hard coded, or script feed2 takes the RSS URL as an argument. Nice. Okay, let's have a look at this. So feed. File get contents, passing that in. Returns an RSS feed as XML. Lovely. I like that. So this was kind of my way of almost like a little trick question. Returning an RSS feed is always going to be an XML. So when I said return the as XML, it's like, well, I'll just return the RSS feed, right? Because it's XML. So I was playing with you there. Okay, this is cool. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to run PHP-A like this, and we're going to just run this line. In here, and there we go. We have our XML. That's really good. That's exactly what I wanted. File get contents, returning the XML. All of the, I won't go through all, but this is the XML for the howtocodewell.fm podcast. That's great. Awesome. Okay, there was also another one, wasn't there? Feed 2. Let's have a look at that. Feed number 2. Okay, return an RSS feed as XML. Approach 2. Accept the URL as an argument, e.g. PHP feed to PHP, and then you pass in the argument. Okay, smoky. Okay, so maybe I will need to pull this down, which isn't a problem. That's fine. Okay, so if echo file get, yeah, let me pull this down. I want to play with this. Let me pull this down. Bear with me a second. Let's grab that. I'm going to come out of this for a second, and I'm going to go into, let's bring that up a wee bit. I don't know if you can see it on the stream. Right. And then I'm going to go into there's a repo, isn't there, that I've got code, or a code challenges, code of conduct, code, maybe is that ls? No, it's not. No, it's not. I can't remember what I've called it. challenges. There we go. All right. And in here we have all of our challenges. Let's do a mcdir of, I should have done this at the start to be fair. Bear with me a second. -p of 2021, and we supply the username, which is Mr. DB303, and then let's cd into that 2021. Yep, all good things. And then let's do a git clone of that. Okay, cd into the project, and then it is, let's read the readme down here. Level 1 is takes an RSS feed. Right, let's just have a little noodle on that one. So PHP feed 2. Okay, so ls PHP PHP of feed 2.php, passing in an argument, right? Argument 1, and that would be the argument of, oh, it's in the comment. Sorry, it's in the comment. Yay, that's really good. So what you've done there is you've used the argv, so argument value, which is an array of all the arguments that you pass in. That's very clever. If it's set, so if the first argument value is set, then you run that as the file get contents. That's really, really cool. Yeah, really, really good. I like it. That's a really neat way of doing that. All right, so which is the next one? Level 2 is randomizing the alphabet. Run PHP random.php, which is this one. Okay, so returns a randomized string of containing letters of the alphabet. Shuffle was unsuitable for use as a one-liner. So str shuffle. Let me see. PHP -a. Well done. Bear with me a second. I can't remember what this returns. Shuffle. Cannot be passed as reference. Okay, yes. Gotcha. I see what I see. All right, structure shuffle will shuffle a string. The imploding will implode it back to an array, and this is your range. Nice. The range is A to Z. I like it. That is so clever. So if I was to run this, look at that. Neat, isn't it? If we weren't to put the shuffle in, we should get the full range. Right? There we go. That's cool. And it's the strutter shuffle. Or strush shuffle. That's the thing with PHP. I get really confused sometimes with the naming conventions of the functions. Like, you know, str2 for strutter lower, strutter upper. Whereas this is str shuffle. It's not str2 shuffle or str. I don't know. It's odd. I'm not saying one is better than the other. It's just very weird. My brain went straight to str2 shuffle rather than strutter upper. I suppose the 2 is you're changing it. It sort of implies that something is going to be changed to something. But then I suppose that's the same with the shuffle. I don't know. My brain is starting to explode. Let's move on. That's really good. Nice work. Okay, remind me what level 3 was. This was the counting of the names. So you've got an array of names here. We've got two scripts. One is rcount and the other one is rcount2. I'm assuming this is like array count and array count2. This is hard-coded. This takes an array as an argument. I'm loving the alternate ways of doing this. This is very clever. This proves that you've thought about this. Sorry, I've lost all of my... There we go. Right, so it's these two. So the first one is, nicely done. Array count the values. That will return an array of the values. And if I remember rightly, let's see if I can remember this without actually running it. So array count values will return an array where the value is the key and the value of the array, or the element I should say, is the count. So if I've probably embarrassed myself now, but this should return an array which is an associative array where the key is the name of the value that you've got in the array. So the keys would be Pete, Kim, Jim, and so on, and Billy. And the element of that would be the value of the counter. So we would have an array where this would return Pete, and the value of Pete would be 2. And then you would have Kim. The value of Kim would be 1, 2, 3. Jim would be 1. Kate would be 1. And Billy would be 2. And that's all you would have. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. You wouldn't have any more. Let's see if I've let's see if I've embarrassed myself. Memory. Right. Let's print this out. Yay! Yes, that is what I meant. Yes, so you've got an array where it's an associative array. Oh, my memory didn't fail. That's great. You have an associative array where the index is the value that you're counting, and the element, or the value, it gets all confusing, is the count of the amount of times that value, or that index I should say now, is in the array. Blimey. Before I confuse anyone, let's move on. That's really good. I like that. That's a nice, neat trick. Nice, neat trick. If you want to find, if you want to do, finding the unique things, you would use array unique, right? To get to reduce the array down to unique. Again, in my head, that should be array to unique, but whatever, rather than just unique. If we're following the other naming conventions of str, whatever. But this will keep values that aren't unique, and then give you the value or the count of how many times those values have been added to the original array. Okay, so there's another one here, isn't there? There's a count2, which runs off of this, which does the same thing, but it takes an explosion of the array of arguments based on a comma separated list. So there we go. PHP our count Fred, Tom, and Cuthbert. And we are doing the same thing, but we're exploding that, basically meaning that is a string that comes in, and we are exploding that into an array, which puts it back into the standard format that we need. Excuse me, and then we're passing that into array count values. I can't see anything problematic with this. Let's see, what's this array? Our count2. Let's run this. Let's come out of you. So it is. Well, I can probably just run that, right? Yeah. There. Yep. All good. And I can change this, so I can do. Let's do Pete. I'm gonna also add Murphy in as well. All right, let's run this. Okay, I've gone and screwed up the quotes. Where have I messed up the quotes? That's fine. Aha, there we go. There we go. See, I put Pete in there twice and Murphy in there once. Brilliant, good stuff. Very clever. Okay, so level 4 is the birthday song. Return the following song, but in the birthday, using one single line. So now there are many ways to do this. Okay, so this one is hard-coded, and this one takes a username as an argument. So you could, for instance, I haven't seen the code yet. So I don't know how you've done it. But this is a possible way. One way, if you were to overcomplicate this problem, if your head was in the I want to complicate this problem, then what you would do is you would put this in a loop. So you would do a for. And you would have 1, 2, 3, 4, right? So you would do for I equals 0, colon, semicolon, I is less than 4, I plus plus, close parentheses, close bracket, and then in here you would echo out, happy birthday to you, happy birthday to you. Again, all of this on a single line, so it'll have to be quite a long thing. And then you would have an if statement in there that says if I is 0, 1, 2, right, then you would, instead of saying to you, you would say dear and then your username. Now, that's if you want to complicate things. I haven't seen your code yet, so I don't know how you've done it. If you wanted to do it really super simple, right, then you would just run this as a single line of code, the whole thing as a single line of code, and you would you would basically concatenate all of this, and in between the concatenations, you would have a new line, which is I can't remember, it's either / or /, I keep forgetting, but it has to be in double quotes, slash and then n, because that is the new line, right? So you would just have a single string, and in between each one of these lines you would have a /n. So how have you done it? I haven't seen this code. I've literally downloaded this, so I haven't seen it. So script birthday.php is hard-coded. Birthday2 takes a username. That's cool. So let's have a look. How have you done it? This is birthday. You've done it the simple way. This is great. So you've got your slashes and your ends. Okay. So you don't need to do any concatenation. No, I suppose you don't need. If it's one single string, you wouldn't need to do that. So it's /n at the points in which you want to have your new line, and then you've got Mr. DB303 there, and then /n. Yeah, brilliant. I mean, yeah, that is a sign of someone who doesn't overcomplicate things, which is great. You know, it does exactly what is needed. There you go. Brilliant. There's even a new line at the top and the bottom, which makes it nice and formatted. That's really good. So let's play it again, but this time with the username. This is birthday2, right? So I need to run birthday2 and then passing in here. So how we've done this, we have done the is set again. So arg1, happy birthday to you, happy birthday. Oh yeah, and we're passing that in using concatenation here to do that. And then we've got please input your username as an argument. Okay, what's that? Oh, there's an if statement. Oh, good. Okay, I like that. So if I was to run this without the username, this is clever. This is well thought through. Run that. There we go. See, please input your username. So if I was to run this with the whole thing, and because of the /ns, it would be on new lines. So let's run that. There you go. And if I was to change this with something else like my username, which is PFWD, then I've sang happy birthday to myself. That's brilliant. That's really, really good. Good stuff. Good stuff. Okay, moving on to the number, whatever it is, the next one, which I should really scroll. No, it's not even that one. It's this one here. Scroll. Level 5, the last one is to use the PHP to access the shell and list the contents of the working directory. So script is dir list in PHP for Windows operating system. Okay, this could be an interesting one because I'm running off of Mac. So let's have a little look at this dir list. Dir list. Okay, so we're running a shell ex command, dir, and then anything within it. Okay, let's see if we can run this and and see what comes out on a Mac. Number is expected. Okay. So I'm guessing this is just a thing with Macs and Linux. Macs and well, dir isn't the Windows thing, right? Sorry, dir is the Windows thing. It's not the Unix thing. So if I was to change this, and I suppose I probably could just run it here. If I was to do this and just run ls, number is expected echo shell. What? Hang on a minute. No, that should work. Number expected. Hang on a minute. It's not because I'm just running off the Z shell, is it? All right, give me a second whilst I... it might be. Let's just run this on a different shell. Let's bring up the old bash. The old bash shell, haven't been in here for a while. Let's not do it on my... Let's get into a directory. Let's bring this up. Is this still running? This should be running straight bash, I think. And we need to change that to be ls. No, we are running Z shell. I probably need to screw around with my RC files. Okay, bear with me a minute whilst I have a look on the old Google, because this is gonna annoy me. So it's Unix, PHP, shell, list folders. Listing all the subfolders and files, blah, 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 blah. Scander is directory. No, that's getting to get current working directory. How to list files in a directory. Again, that's not right. Is it ex? It could be that. PHP shell command. So we're running shell exe, right? So execute a command via the shell. ls, here we go, shell ls lart, and then echo the output, which is what we were doing, is it not? But we were getting some issue with the I tell you what, let's just jump this into the interactive shell for a minute. Let's now do, whoops, n is equal to shell exec, right? And we're going to do ls, and then we're going to do echo of n. There we go. So I don't know why it didn't work on the exec ls. Okay, we passed in. We had an example where we used that. See, that's fine. So, not entirely sure. Let's output that to, let's do n is equal to u, and then echo n. For some reason it doesn't like that. Maybe it's got nothing to do with these quotes, right? No, I'm guessing there's something wrong with my either my Z shell setup or the fact that it can only be ran in the interactive shell. Meh. I don't know, but I can run it here. Yeah, no probs. Now, I think the difference is the magic is going to be the difference in the commands, right? And that would be tailored towards the operating system that you're using. So dir is a command, I believe, for Windows, which is why I can't run it here. But essentially, it does the same thing. So dir is the Windows alternative to ls, I think. And then that is the argument that you supply, whereas in the Unix world, it would be -al or whatever, LART or something or other, or nothing. So I'm going to assume that works for Windows. I don't have a Windows box here to play with, but I'm assuming that's going to work fine. But yeah, really great stuff there, Mr. DB303. That's really good. That's really good. I really like the way that you've tackled these problems with the mindset of supplying an argument as well as just hard coding stuff. That's really, really good. And I really like that happy birthday thing, because I would imagine some people would have used the loop. They would have seen that as 1, 2, 3, 4, and the only difference on the third line is this thing here. So putting it in a loop, people might do, but really, there's no need. There's really no need. So that's really good. I'm really impressed. Super impressed. Well done. Well done. Now, I don't think there's anyone else who's done the code challenge. Let me just double check on our old Discord. I don't think there is. Let me just see. No. No. Something about TypeScript. Okay. No. So what we'll do is we'll talk about the new challenge, all right? The challenge for this one for this month, and this one is a little bit tougher. It's geared towards PHP interviews. So if I do view the current challenge now, again with all these challenges, submit them to the Coding Challenges channel on Discord. This is a PHP one. And I'm going to take a slurp of tea. I'm hoping it's not that cold. Okay, so test your PHP object-oriented programming knowledge with these interview-style questions. Now, these aren't, I wouldn't consider these junior level. These are quite tricky. Some of these are quite tricky. Some questions require a yes or no answer, and others require a code example. However, if you are a junior and you are looking to learn PHP and you want to get involved in PHP object orientation, then by all means use this as an example, as a way to test your knowledge and to learn. And if you've got any questions, then please do ask on the old Discord server. That'd be great. Bad reenactment has just followed. Thank you very much. I really appreciate that. May I ask you a question, please, Bad Reenactment? And that is, what current TV show are you currently watching? Because I'm interested. I'm currently watching Westworld at the moment. So I have never seen it before. I started to see it last year, and I got to like episode 4, and then I just didn't have time to watch it. So I've rewatched it all. In fact, I binge watched 6 episodes this morning. So if you've got a recommendation for like Netflix or anything like that, then let me know, because I'll be looking for another recommendation. Westworld is very, very good. Okay, so this here is the PHP OOP quiz. Now, this is set up in a way that is like tailored towards questions that you may get in an interview. In fact, some of these questions were asked to me, but not from me, to me as the interviewer. No, sorry, as the interviewee, not the interviewer, as the interviewee for some of the positions that I've had before. So I've kind of like bent on my knowledge a little bit, leaned on my knowledge. a wee bit, especially around the singleton pattern sort of bit. That was a stickler for me personally. But we'll go through each one of these. There's 10. There is 10. All right, so these are 10. Basically, these are like 10 pub quiz questions for PHP object orientation. Bad Reenactment is saying that watching the Stand. What is the Stand? Is that a sci-fi thing? What's the genre? What's the genre? I'm into sci-fi, you see. I'm thinking about rewatching all of Star Trek again and the Star Wars, just because. That seems to be the usual thing I do every year. I haven't heard of The Stand. Kind of sci-fi. Okay. I've just finished The Expanse. And that's really good. That's really good. So if you want to impress your mates with your PHP OOP knowledge, check this out. I'll put this link. I'll add this link in the show notes. Here we go. And the link to the Discord server. If I can spell Discord. Okay, so let's go through these. So question number 1. This is a yes or no question. Okay, so I suppose before we get into this, put your answers down as Mr. DB303 has done in a GitHub repository. Okay, so put them in a GitHub repository, and then there is a coding. So this is Mr. DB303's repo. So create a GitHub account if you haven't done one already. Create a repository for this. You can copy this README file if you want. And then submit your repository, the link, to the Discord Coding Challenges channel in the Discord server in the link I've just supplied. So question number 1 let's start this. Is multiple inheritance supported in PHP? Yes or no? Multiple inheritance. Is it supported in PHP? Yes or no? And I will be adding some, there is some trick questions in here. My advice is to read the question more than 3 times. Okay, question number 2 is explain the difference between a class and an object. This is a nice little juicy one. So with these, I should say, with the repositories, just with the repos, just like write down your answer. So have like question 1 and then the question, write the question out, and then underneath add your answer. So question 2 is explain the difference between a class and an object. So explain. So you could either explain it through code or you could explain it, in words, or both. Both would be preferable. Number 3 is to demonstrate the singleton pattern. Okay, so this is a design pattern. It is part of the Gang of 4, and it is to demonstrate the singleton pattern, okay, in PHP. So this will require you to write some code that demonstrates the singleton pattern. And then question 4 is to explain why the singleton pattern is sometimes considered an anti-pattern. Okay, so first one is to actually show me what the singleton pattern does and is. And then the last one, and then after that is it to explain why it is sometimes considered an anti-pattern. Number 5 is to explain what an abstract class does. Okay, so you've got your abstract classes, you've got your interfaces, you've got your final classes and all that other jazz. So explain what an abstract class does, what it does. What does it do? If you're extending that abstract class, what does that mean? What is an abstract class? Compare it towards a normal class. Any kind of information that you've got, put it down in your explanation. Question number 6 is, can an abstract class extend another abstract class? Yes or no? And you can literally just put in yes or no here. It's, you don't have to go into depth as to why or why not. Question 7 is can a PHP interface extend another PHP interface? Yes or no? Okay, so if you're creating an interface in PHP, can that interface extend another interface? Question number 8 is how many interfaces can a PHP class implement? Okay, so when you see class foobar implements this interface, can it implement another one and another one and another one? How many of those can it do? Question number 9 is explain when you would use an interface instead of an abstract class. Okay, so once you've explained to me what an abstract class is, explain to me when you would use it and when you wouldn't use it and you would use an interface. This is a nice juicy jobby. This is a nice juicy one because you need to know what the difference is between an interface and an abstract class are. Question number 10, the last one, is explain the output of the following code. So we have our final class here, final base class, and then we have, within this final class, we have a public function called test. And that returns a string which says base class : test in the parentheses and then called. Okay, so it's going to return a string. That if you ran that, it will return a string. But bear in mind, this is on a final class. Okay, class child class extends base class. Okay, so this is an empty class, but it extends the base class. Notice this class isn't final. This class is final. The base class is final. Okay, obj is a variable that we are setting up, and we're assigning that to the value of a new instantiation of the child class. Remembering the child class extends the base class. And we're running obj, we're running the test method of the base class from the child class, and we are assigning that value, the output of that, to output. So, remembering test returns a string which returns this. Echo that out. What does it return? What does that echo statement return? This one is fun. So, I'll repeat that again. You've got a final base class. Okay, this class is final. You then have a public function test within this final base class, which returns a string. And then you've got a child class which extends that base class. Because that's public, it could be protected. Well, no, it needs to be public, sorry. It needs to be public because you're accessing it from outside the scope of the class. Blah, blah, forget that. Okay, so we've got a public function which returns a string, which is called test, and it's within the final class. You've got a child class which extends the base class, which is final. Let me just linger there for a minute. Final. Okay, and then what we're doing is we're instantiating a new child class, and we're running from the child class test. Test is from the base class, and we're outputting. We're echoing output. So what does that return? Try and explain the code though. Don't just say, "Oh, it returns this because I ran it," and that's what it returned. Explain why it did that. Explain why it returned the thing it did. What date do I need the challenges done by? Well, that is a very good question. So we are now in February the 14th. So halfway through February. I don't know. I mean, normally, if I bring up the calendar, normally we get all this done at the end of the month. But this only gives you a few weeks, so 21, and that would normally fall on the 28th, which would give a whole week's, 2 weeks worth of thing. Is that enough? Do you think that's enough? If it is, then we can do it on the 28th. If not, then I'm more than happy to push this into March and do it at the end of March. So this would span 2 months. 10 questions, object orientation. I mean, that might give enough time for people who haven't done object-oriented PHP to get their head around this a little bit. I think maybe 2 weeks is a little bit too short, but I unfortunately think a month and 2 weeks is too long. But we can't really have it both ways. I'll put that out there. What do you guys think? Could it be done by February the 28th, or does it need to go to March the 28th. I don't know. Yeah, I'm thinking, the thing is, with these challenges, as you probably know, and you're fully aware, Mr. DB303, I'm rubbish at promoting these things. So I think maybe if we were to do this at the end of March, then that would give me more opportunity to promote this via Twitter and other things. And I think also, I mean, it would be lovely to get people who haven't done OOP before to tackle this. There's some really big juicy ones in here. Singleton patterns are like, I mean, we're talking about design pattern here. So that goes well beyond object orientation. You know, this is a pattern within OOP. And we're talking about the differences between abstracts and interfaces. You know, when I started learning OOP, I didn't learn interfaces. I didn't learn abstract classes. I just learned class inheritance. And then I learned interfaces and abstract classes afterwards. I didn't understand what they were. I really didn't understand what interfaces and abstract classes were. It's only until you actually start using them and just working out the design restrictions that they can impose and their benefits of those restrictions. Yeah, okay, let's do that. Let's say what are we on? The 28th of March. Yeah, actually, no. It's the 31st. No, we do it on a Sunday. 28th of March. Let's do it there. 28th of March. So you got another good few weeks. And as always, I will answer any questions on our Discord server. If you want to talk to me privately, or if you want to talk to the lot, then do let me know. I will quickly update this with a time frame. So if we go to here, this is the site, and it's a static site, all running in Markdown. 21 January. Let's change the. It's not there, is it? Hang on a minute. Oh, I need to do a pull. Yeah. All right. Give me a second. Let me know if you want me to run through all those again. Couldn't find changed. Right, I'm getting annoyed with the with that. Let's get off of this. Let's get into the happy place, which is the command line. It's not in here. It is in code challenges, and let's do a git checkout of master. Let's do a git pull. Good. Okay. Let's do a git checkout -b of fixes. Yeah, let's call that change date. A branch is already called that. Fine. Branch. What have we got? Git. Okay. Yeah, change date. I want to do git branch -d of you, and then I want to do a git branch, a git checkout of that, and then let's do, there we go, February in here. I put this down in January, didn't I? As in this will be, yeah, your code will be reviewed on, let's do that, put that in here. And we call this March 28th, which is a Sunday. Groovy. Let's just make sure there's nothing else. Nope, that's all good. Git commit. Changing date. Whoops. Push. What was the branch called? Fixes. Here we go. Fixes. And then up in our GitHub. Thank you. March. Yes. There we go. And we will merge this in. Thank you. Delete the branch. Boom. That should deploy automatically on that website. So yeah, I think this is an interesting, juicy job. I think this is really gonna have some scratching of the heads, I think. And I think what I would love to do is like have a similar set of questions or a similar style of questions, because these are different to the other ones. This isn't like, build me a project. It's a, think about this, explain what this does, understand, show me your understanding of this. And I think in the future we should do more of these things, personally, because a lot of time, and I'll admit to this, some things in programming I'll do because I just know they work, but I don't understand why. Does that make sense? It's just something that I've learned to just accept that they do. And I suppose that's how, when I started learning OOP all those years ago, I just accepted the fact that that's how it worked. I didn't ask myself why until really we got into the design patterns. And then I started, that's when I really started enjoying software architecture. And so this is always this one here. This is one that I've been asked before in an interview. This one's always a contentious one. Why is the singleton pattern considered sometimes an anti-pattern? But a lot of these do crop up in, a lot of these other ones do crop up, especially the difference between an interface and abstract class. A lot of these do crop up, or they crop up in maybe a different sort of style of question, but they're very, they're tailored to PHP OOP. If you were a Python developer and you were looking at this, then you would be answering a lot of these questions, cough, 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 this one, differently, let's say. Anyway, before I give any more away, I'm going to go down and grab myself a cup of tea, okay? And then when we come back, we're going to work on some PHP goodness in Symfony, because I got some stuff to tidy up on the old How to Code Well site. So I will be back very, very shortly. I'm going to just grab a cup of tea. Speak to you later. In like 5 minutes. I'm back. That's the wrong button. Right. So Mr. DB303 is saying, I have a design patterns book where the author avoids singletons. Fair play. Fair play. So yes, for anyone new joining, just to say that we have our code challenges set up until the 28th of March. Let me refresh this page. There we go. So that was deployed. 28th of March, it is the PHP OOP quiz. Interview style questions. Some of them are yes or no questions. Some of them are to explain your understanding of things. Some of them are to write code. There's 10 questions. It's on our code challenges channel, howtocodewell.net. It's in the link is in the chat. I'll put it back in if anybody's interested. That would be awesome. I do need to fix the www. I know that doesn't work. So I do need to fix that. So don't go to the www. It's just something to do with the DNS. I just need to adjust something. I just haven't got around to it. So yeah, that's the PHP OOP quiz. It'll be reviewed live on Twitch on 28th of March. Yeah, I'm looking forward to that. So the next thing we're going to do today is, for the last hour, is we're going to work on some Symfony. So I'm going to change the title of the stream to Symfony, which is PHP. And we're going to be working on PHP Symfony. That's fixes, not changes. Working on some fixes for the HTCW site for the new. Okay, so what I'm going to do now is we're going to load up the Docker machine. If I come out of this, exit that. That's not what I wanted to do. I didn't want to exit it. I wanted to just clear the screen. Moron. All right. Let's get into the site. I think. Here we go. Good. I need to get the Docker machine up and running. So let's do Docker machine start. And I need to do a pull of all the changes, and then I need to do a build of all the things. What I've done is I've been rebuilding the How to Code Well site in Symfony. It was originally in Gatsby, and it was a static site, and it had an API and all of that jazz. I'm running an experiment at the moment to see how quickly I can rebuild it all in just a Symfony site, and I'm pretty much there. So the beta site is this one. So that's the static site that's currently on beta. And if we evaluate the shell, Docker ps-a, a new thing that I've added is Redis, a Redis component, because what I would like to do is, this is the beta site here. So if I was to click on blog, you've got all the blog articles, right? These blog articles are coming from Ghost. Okay, so this is a completely different content management system to the management system of our courses, right? So there's an API that calls that is called to fetch all the blog posts and give them pagination and all that jazz. And of course, that worked really well in the old Gatsby days, because you would call that during the Gatsby build, and it would just build you the static HTML, which is fine. But it's different with Symfony, because obviously Symfony is not static, it's a PHP framework. So what I'm doing is using Redis as a means of storing the blog posts. Yeah. So if I did a git pull, come on. We should see. Oh, great. Yeah, let's do a git stash. I don't know what those changes are. Save. Let's do a -u. WIP. I don't really know what they are. But as I've been working on the laptop this morning. There we go. Okay. So we've got a change to our Docker file. We've got a change to Composer. We've got some bits of pieces that I've added to do with the blog and the API request. And we got some more templates and stuff. And we should also have a change to the Docker Compose file somewhere. Let me cat Docker Compose. There we go. We have our Redis in here. Sweet, excellent. So now I did evaluate the shell. I'm sure. Yes, I did. Yeah. So if we did Docker Compose and then up -d, it should now rebuild. Well, it's building Redis, and it should also rebuild part of the API because of the new Docker change, I think. Unless I have to put in -- build, probably have to do that. Yeah, I'm gonna have to change that, aren't I? Yes, I am. Let's do a Docker Compose build. Of Docker images, Docker images. Oh wow, there's loads of dead images. That's not helpful. It's that API app. I think that's it. Docker Compose. Of course it's using Compose. There we go. Just app. There we go. Building the app. So there's going to be a bunch of stuff that's cached in the layers. So yeah, using cache. But then this thing here, which requires the Redis, needs to be built. So that's what this is doing. Excellent. And whilst that's going on, I'm going to just, there's some environment variables that I need to set up. So I'm just going to pass these through. Give me a second. Excellent. And let's just bring that down a wee bit. No, that's fine. It's this one I need. That one, I think. Yep. That one. Now there might be a problem as well with Composer. It's just, there we go. I'm probably also going to have to rebuild this again because I've just changed the environment variable. Yeah. Oh, that's fine. It'll run all of this through cache, so that's okay. Oh, I know why it was changing. Okay, that's fine. It's because I changed the markdown file. That's why. That's okay. Right. So we got to just wait for this to roll through. I can get rid of that now. And okay, that's all done. That's good. I'm gonna just run it again. I'm just gonna do up -D. That's it. No, not S. D. There we go. To bring them up. Hopefully that will also take up the env file. Possibly. We'll see. Right. Let's get into let's do a make install. This might throw a wobbly with so all that's through cache, that's fine. It may throw a wobbly with Composer because I think it needs a private token from GitHub. Which is fine, something I can pull down. I think I'm gonna need that. I'm sure it's gonna fail in a minute. Unless it's that fork doesn't need to be there. So I forked this repo yesterday because I bumped up the version of Guzzle. Has that? It hasn't gone through. That's okay. I don't think it has. No, hang on. There is only one pull request. Okay, cool. That got put through. Nice one. Thank you. Sweet. So if I went to Composer, supporting both 6.2, I think that's my one. Wonderful. Great work. Okay, cool. So I should be able to. This repository, by the way, is a really nifty little repo that allows you to connect to the Ghost API, and it's got some sweet little methods in here, and it's so nice and lightweight. So getting the posts or a post, slugs, all sorts of good stuff. So I chose that, and then I noticed that Guzzle was out of date and it wasn't compatible, so I put in a PR. So that's gone through, which is great. So I think we'll run Composer, and I think it will fail because I think it's using the on composer.json. I think I've got it set to run against this PHP Ghost. We'll see. Don't know why it's taking ages. I hate it when it sort of slows down like this. Has that been tagged though? That's the question. Has that been tagged? 3 tags. When was the last time it was tagged? 19 hours ago. So that hopefully would have gone through. Let's have a look at that. Yeah, sweet. I love open source. It's really great. Digging it. 92 of 98. It's nice because, I'm building the How to Code Well site, and I was able to help someone else's package because of the How to Code Well site. I think that's really good. Really, really good. Pat myself on the back. Come on. I swear most of my day is spent staring at loading bars. That's all it does. That's all I do. Staring at loading bars and error screens. Surprisingly, that all went through. So, like yesterday, I had to get a private token in GitHub for it, or a personal token for it. I'm surprised. But anyway, come on. Whilst this is going on, let's check the IP address of the Docker machine. Make sure that the my virtual host is working. My etc hosts are working. So we want to do that. We want to do a Docker machine IP of you. I think that's okay. We do a cat of hosts. I think that's fine. Let's just bring that down a wee bit. One 192.168. It was 138. 138. Yeah, that's all good. And then all the rest is fine. Okay. Good. Let's come out of that. Wow. Come on. Come on. Come on. I did a big update as well, as you can see. All those were updated. I do think that moving away from microservices and a static site and moving away from the API is going to make the maintenance of this so much easier, and the upgrade path to things like PHP 8 much easier too. Okay, so now it's doing the... Oh, it's having to pull Node. Oh my god. Right, whilst this is going on, because that's going to take years, because Node is massive. I am going to just start writing code. Sort it. What I want to do today is deal with the books section. So and I think this is fairly straightforward. If we go to the beta site here, if we go to books, it is just a grid of books. I don't know why there we go. A grid of books that I recommend. And they just link off to those books. So it's not really that tricky, as a feature. It's just missing from the rebuild site. So I don't think we even have a path yet for books. I don't think we've got an actual controller for books. No, we don't. So let's just go ahead and build one. Let's just multitask. Let's go to, now, should I call it courses, books, like courses? Maybe. Or should I call it book? Let's do books. It's going to be very similar to that one. So let's copy that, paste that in. Let's change this to be books controller. Let's change that to be books. Is it actually books? Yeah, it is. Okay. So this is front end. Excuse me, front end books. And it's on index. Do we have a book No, we don't. I think it's a resource, is it not? Yeah, I thought it was. Okay, so just adding all of this stuff in. Okay, finding all that. Find by, find one by, find by. I think from memory we need to supply like, and that's going off to books. I think we need to supply a category. Books. So I think I need to do a search for books as well. That's books too. How are we getting on with that script? Oh, your node taking ages. Okay, so we need to find the books by something. So if we go to here, find by ID, find all. If we go to, I'm just trying to work out remember how this is set up. Because I think I did resources and then I did, yeah. Let's go to data fixtures. And look for resource fixture. Okay, so these are the resources and the categories of books. Gotcha, and they're tagged by, okay, I see. I see, so we need to get a category. Gotcha. Find one by, I think, is this the name? And it's just books, is that right? If, then throw okay, this needs to be a false, and then I think that is category, and that is book category, and then if, and that should return an array, right? Yeah, so if empty, well, it's all good. And then yeah, I think that's the way it rolls. And then we've got to create our template front end. Books, and then an index. Index.html.twig. Twig. Brilliant. That's annoying. Twig. New file. Index.html.twig. There we go. Right. And we can take a copy of this one, paste it in here, but remove the contents. Right. Yay! It's doing Webpack now. Wonderful news. So the title is Coding Books. Is that right? Coding Books, title, Coding Books, How to Code Well. Gotcha. Coding Books. How are we doing? Excellent. Okay, let's just see if we can actually see the page. So now if I go to howtocodewell.local to get to the local site. Yawn. Why is it taking so long? Okay. Oh, right. Okay. Okay. Must have rebuilt the DB. Okay, that's fine. All right. There's a number of things I need to do now. So we go into Bash. We run bin console. And also, let's get another terminal up. Let's do a make db prod restore. Groovy. Let's now do I want to look for the migration stuff. Let's look for migration status. We should only have 2 available. So if we did bin console, we should only have 2 migrations needed. Yep. Great. So now if we did migrate next, that bumps up the first one. I thought there was only 2 that were required. So let's do from here, let's do make all those things. Okay, and then let's do the status again. Let's see where we're at. I think there's a bunch of migrations I don't need. So we've got current revision is on 337. Sorry, 337. Ending in 37. Let's deal with that. Migrations down here. Let's deal with 37, which is this one. This is the one we're currently on. 50 is this one. Oh yeah, I remember having to do this last time. Basically, we remove all this. It's not needed. It's not needed. But we do need that. All right. And then the last one is to set that as unique. Yeah. All right, so let's do a next on this. Yep. Okay, cool. And then let's do, I need to do a bin console, and I think it is, here we go. It's import tutorial. Got to update those slugs. And then I need to do the last migration. Yes. Good. Okay, so the site should hopefully now be up. Let's refresh. Good. Okay, so this is a local site. Yeah. So the thing I was doing this morning and yesterday was around the blog. And what that has just done, that was very quick. I didn't think that would happen that quick. So that has taken, that's done a request to Ghost, the Ghost API. That's really quick. I was so happy with that. It's done a request to Ghost to populate all of these things and store them in Redis. So if I was to click on you, so it can't find the blog post. So it's dealt with the pagination, but it hasn't dealt with, if I do next here, that should now move to number 2, which is great. And it does it it knows the total amount of pages, but it doesn't know the contents of each one. That's why it's having to rebuild them each time. But that was instant. And that was instant. The power of Redis. So what I need to do, I created a script yesterday to import all of the things and store them in Redis keyed by their slug, which means that I can now use the click on them to get the stuff. It makes sense to me. I'm not going to explain it all, take ages. So let's grab this, run that, and that should hopefully oh dear. Oh, that's a shame. I'm thinking I should have done this first. Okay. Yeah, I probably did. See, what it's done is it's taking it from a different pool, which isn't tag aware. Cache item post comes from a non-tag aware pool. Yeah. Okay, I think to get around this locally, what I'm going to have to do, unfortunately, is do a Docker. I need to drop the volume, Docker volume ls of the Redis jobby, this one. And I can't drop that unless I've dropped the container. So let's do Docker ps-a, or just ps, that'll do. And the Redis container is this one, and it's API Redis 1. So we do Docker rm -f, we drop Redis, and we do Docker, I should have kept that on my clipboard, volume ls, and it's this one here, which is this one, Docker volume rm of the volume. Okay, so now we've dropped Redis and we've dropped the volume, so there shouldn't be anything on here. So now I need to do Docker compose up -d, and now this is going to recreate the Redis container and also recreate the volume. Removing that. There we go. So we're creating the Redis volume now, and we're recreating the node 1 for some reason. That's fine. Okay, so now I'm going to attempt to run my import blog script. Fingers crossed. No, it fails. Cache item roadmap comes from a non-tag aware pool. You cannot tag it. Okay, that might be a problem with the code. Now I'm thinking about it, it might be it's command import blog. Update posts. It's complaining about the tag. Let's just comment those out for a second. I'm not actually doing anything with the tags at this stage, so it should be safe to get rid of. Let's try it again. Yeah, they've all gone through. Okay, let's now remove that. And then let's... So that's up. And let's go back to here. So this is the local. Let's just go back to the home page. So there's two things that are cached at the moment. There's the pagination, and so they're the blocks where it shows the image and the little Alexa and the link and all that lot. So I hit blog now. It should take a fair amount of time and then rebuild that. And the one I just did, the import, the manual import, was going through and actually importing all of the blog articles into Redis. So now, hopefully, fingers crossed, if I click this, it should actually return the article, which it does. That's great. And this one? Yep. Okay, so that's the blog sorted. I now want to move on to the books, because this is a thing that we're playing with at the moment. I will just quickly do a git diff and just see what we've changed. Quite a fair bit. Removing cache tags, and it was cache updater. Okay. I'm not going to send that off. I'll do a stash on that, I think. And then the rest are the books. Yeah. Okay, so if we click on books now, oh, okay. I need to sort out the menu, don't I? Yeah, of course I do. I keep thinking that this is all done. This would be in front end, and it would be in component, and it would be the primary menu. And we're looking for books. Here we go. This needs to come through as a path, which is front end books index. Okay, cool. So that's a blank page. Let's see. Oh, books. So that's gone into there. I need to sort out my Symfony plugin for this version of PHP Storm. I've got it working on the laptop, but this usually you can click into it and it jumps into the twig file, but I haven't got it running here. I'm just going to do a dump of whatever I've called it. Have I called it results? It really should be called results. Is it results? Or is it books? Right, let's put in results. So that should dump out the results. Nice. Okay. And I can see the category. I can see the name, the URL, and the image path. Okay, one thing I'm going to do is jive over to the beta site, and we're going to do view, developer tools, grab view. We only need like one of these. It's fine. Which is that one. I think I need to grab it from like here. Yeah. Edit as HTML. We're going to grab all of that, copy that over into here, into the twig, paste it in, put it underneath this. Scroll all the way to the start, and then just start moving everything out. I need just the one. I just need the one grid item, that's all. This is basically what I've been doing like for the past few weeks. Is just grabbing the HTML from the live site or the beta site, and then there we go. That's it. That's the one grid item. All right. So no. Right. Get rid of all you, and then close that up. Cool. So that should now, if we comment this out, should now on wherever that's gone. Here, if we refresh this, we should now just see the one book, which is hard-coded. Yes. Okay, so now we're going to, in FlexWrap, yep, we do for book in results, and we close that there. So let's do end for, and okay, we need this to be, I think, let's refresh this with the dump. Right, what was it? It was URL. So this is book dot URL. That would be book dot name. This would be, hang on a minute, image path. Book dot image path. This would be book dot name. Yep. All right. Comment that out. Paste this. Refresh. Should be done. Boom. Nice. Okay. What I need to do is obviously tidy it up because it looks awful. So we have a header in here. So edit HTML, copy all of this stuff, paste this into here, just below there. Right. Tidy it up a bit. Next we have well, let's just see what that looks like. And I suppose I could cache this too. Like it's making two queries at the moment. One is to get the category, and then the other one is to get the books. But there's still something a wee bit wrong with the setup here. It needs to be in the container, doesn't it? It's that's missing. Okay. So that goes there and then closes this here. Right. I think that should do it. Let's just refresh. Yeah, look at that. Boom. Almost identical. Okay. That'll do. Moving on. I suppose just for hardening up the code, I suppose I should do this. So if results.length, pipe to length, is equal to 0, and if that should be else, sorry, down here is then an end if. Yep. And then in here we should probably do a p tag. No books found. Something like that. And then let's do in the controller, let's just hard code books to just be a blank array. And then let's refresh this and see what that looks like. I'm hoping it's not just going to be a small... There we go. Cool. Okay. Good. Good. I'm not going to cache it. I will later, but right now I won't. Just because there's a bit involved with that. I want to just get the functionality done. What have we got? 10 minutes? Next, then, is to tidy that up. That needs to be highlighted when we're on the books page. See, if I go to the courses page, the courses themselves, the link should be pink. Yeah, so if we go to books. All right, let's do that. So that would be in the primary menu. There we go, in here. Really do need to get the that Symfony plugin working. Really do. Right, so to do this, we remove this and we put in the text pink 500 class if the current root, which is defined up here, current root, is equal to front end is equal to this. Okay, so now if we refresh the page, there we go, it's pink. Boom. Good. Yeah, okay, so let's think. What are the other things that I need to do? Pricing works. Right? Courses works. The shop and the challenges go off to the different sites. The blog, it works. It doesn't have the related articles section at the bottom, like this. So you got your programming resources. These are books. I don't know whether I need that or not. I suppose I should. The thing is, next week I'm planning to run this whole site, the new site, against the Cypress IO tests that are already written. And I think there are some for this, so we probably should add those. Okay, so that needs to be added. Fine. The Discord, I think, is working. Yep. Podcast goes off to the podcast site, and live. This is an interesting one. This one doesn't work, and I don't know why. It's got something to do with the SSL certificates, I think. It just says that it's refused to connect. However, if I go over to the beta site and then go to live here, that should be this should be me. There we go. See, quickly move out of that. So I need to work that out. I don't know why that's not refusing. Why that is refusing to work. There's also obviously the Prism.js stuff that I need to do. However, I'm not putting that as a must-have at the start, simply because it's more of an aesthetical piece rather than a functionality piece. So this all works. If we, although look, that's changed the height of that. That's weird. That's not good. That doesn't work. You see, the height has changed. It's shifted. I don't know why. Join now should work. So if we did start learning to code, there's a margin problem. I'm going to have to go through each of these pages and just fix the margins. PFWD test. Test at test.com. Register. Just to make sure that this works. What I'll do is I'll do one pass with the functionality, make sure the functionality is working, and then I'll do another pass with the aesthetics to make sure that like the margins should work, because that's fine. But the other one wasn't. So if we logged in, I think that was the right credentials. Yeah, that's now logged in. So we're now PFWD test, as you can see there. Okay, so that works, but your account doesn't work. This goes to /account, and what I need to do is if I went to log in, and just logged in here, it needs to look like this. Now all of this is going to like the coming soon stuff, but it still needs to look like this dashboard. Let's get rid of that for a second. So I need to build this page. It's not that difficult, to be fair. It's just because if I was to click on go to security, it just goes to the coming soon profile, coming soon. So it's not that tricky for this pass, at least. See, all courses would go back to the courses page. Yeah. So I need to build that in here. Also, I need to build the cookie warning. So that's another thing to do. I should really be writing all this down. I think that kind of covers it. In terms of functionality, I think that kind of covers it. Yeah, if I can get those things done in the evenings of next week, then I will be in a good place. I don't think there's a lot. I really don't. Like that account stuff isn't that difficult. Like it's just 2 pages of coming soon. Oh, I do need the coming soon. What do I? I don't think I even need that. No. Okay, so let's go through those again. I should really write these down. Let's get my notes. Notes app. Right, so things to do. I will put this in Jira or something later. Okay, so things to do. If we go back to the books, start from the left-hand side and work forward. So books is fine. There's nothing on the books, I don't think. No. Okay, pricing. That's good. Courses. Yep, fine. Okay, we do need to... If I click on an actual lesson... Oh, hang on. Your account... Ah! Hang on, what's it doing? What have I just clicked on? It's doing something. Yeah, alright. I'll put in account pages. They need to be done. We need to deal with the Prism.js and the notes. I think there is a note. I can't remember which one we were working with. It was let me think about this. External. It's one of these. That's not no help. Basics of Bash, number 1. Oh, Bash. Basics of Bash. Oh, Basics of HTML. Sorry, forgive me. Yeah, it is that one. So the HTML job. Okay, I'm missing all of this, aren't I? Just noticed that. Yeah, so I'm missing the... Okay, let's just put in code notes. So I still need to do code notes. I think I'm missing that. Am I not? Learn how to use... Blah, 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 blah. Yeah, I'm missing something here. So course, I'm just typing this down. Course description. Okay. All right. And then we've got the all that jazz. Okay. Good. All right, that's the courses. The blog is done apart from the programming resources section at the bottom here. If we go to the live site and go to blog, scroll, we got programming resources on blog. Okay. There's also another thing. If I was to click on like this one, this is on the beta site, and if I clicked on this one, I've changed the way it looks. Just because that's horrible. So scroll down there. We're missing recent posts. I need to put these in because Cypress will fail. Recent posts on blog page and programming resources. Blog post page. Okay, so I've got account pages, code notes to finish. Course description to add. Programming resources on blog index page. I've got recent posts on blog post page. I've got programming resources on blog post page. Anything else? Oh yeah, on the Discord, that's fine. On the live site, we have the live. Sorry, I'm on the wrong site there. On here, let's just have a look at Discord. I didn't see that on. I got those two sites confused. There's a margin problem on Discord. I'm just going to put in a general task. What are margins? Are sometimes wrong. Because that's too short. Let's go to the live on local. This should be our live iframe. Okay, so there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 8 things to do by next weekend. I think I can probably do those because they're nothing massive. The big ones, I suppose, are I don't know what's going on with this live thing. So that's one. That will probably take a whole evening just to wrap my head around. The margins are just something I'll do at the end. I'll just tidy that up at the end. Cypress isn't going to care about those, to be fair. What else? The recent posts on the blog post page. Well, I can do those now because I now have the blog. So I have the facility to do those. Programming resources are the books that we've just thrown in. So that's ready to go, ready to mock up and build. It's just a case of calling that repository and putting a limit. And I think the limit is 5. Is it 5? Is it 5? I got a blog here. No, it's more than that. 1, 2, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So 8. I may change this so it's in a single line. So there are some things I might tidy up, and that doesn't look right, does it? Yeah, and then and I suppose the code notes is the bigger one. So this is, and I did have this working just without the prism. So this is, if I demonstrate, we go to courses and click onto here and then go into, actually the PHP one's easier to show. Any PHP course I've done, which one? That one, doesn't matter. Yeah, these are the course notes. These are the course notes, you see. This is coming through Markdown files, and I just need to embed those. And the Prism.js is the thing that deals with the syntax highlighting. So I need to work out, I was having problems with that. I think I just commented out the whole thing. I need to work out why that doesn't work. But Cypress isn't going to care about syntax highlighting when it does the end-to-end tests, so that's fine. So I could potentially leave that to the end. That and the margin one. So in terms of in order to do, I think I'm going to do the account pages first. I'll do that Monday night. That will literally take me half an hour. I think after that, I'm going to put a 1 by that. After that, I'm going to build the blog resources, because that's the books, so that's 2. I reckon I could probably do that, both of those tomorrow night. Yeah. Okay, so that's that. So let's do. What I've got, you see, on my notes here. I'm just breaking these up into days. So that's Monday night. Then after that we have Tuesday, and Tuesday I'm going to be dealing with. Make this bigger so you can see it. I think I should probably do the recent posts, because that kind of follows on from the blog. Okay. Programming resources on the blog, and I will do those 2 as well. That's it. I'll do that one, and then on Wednesday And so I'll do, doesn't matter with the order. Wednesday night I will do, Wednesday night I'll look into this. I'm going to give myself a whole evening to do that. Thursday, we're going to do the course description and the margins. And then Friday evening, I'll deal with the code notes. That's my plan for next week. After work, that's what I'll be working on. I think that's probably the good way to tackle it. Yeah, cool. Right, before I go, let me remind everyone about the code challenge for this this time round. This goes up to March the 28th. It is a PHP object-oriented quiz. Test your PHP OOP knowledge with these interview-style questions. I'll quickly run through these all. So some questions require a yes or no, and others require a code example. Please use Markdown to write your answers and read the code submission details. So to submit your work, put all of your answers in a Git repository and provide a link to your GitHub account, to your GitHub repository in the Code Challenges channel on Discord. So this is that is the link to Discord. This is the link to the challenge. There's 10 questions in this. The first one is multiple inheritance supported in PHP, yes or no? Second one is explain the difference between a class and an object. Question 3 is demonstrate the singleton pattern. So this is demonstrating code. Question 4 is explain why the singleton pattern is sometimes considered an anti-pattern. Question 5 is explain what an abstract class does. Okay, well, what does it do? Question 6 is can an abstract class extend another abstract class? Yes or no? Question 7 is can a PHP interface extend another interface? Question 8 is how many interfaces can a PHP class implement? Question 9 is explain when you would use an interface instead of an abstract class. And question 10 is explain the output of the following code. So you've got a final base class here with a public function called test, which returns a string. You also have a class called child class, which extends the final base class. And your global scope code does an obj of a variable is called obj, and then that instantiates a new child class. And then we have a variable called output, and we assign the value that is returned from obj test to output, and we echo out output. And the question is to explain the output of the following code. So don't just show the following code, the output, explain the output. Explain why that output is the output it is. Right. I think that was quite a productive stream. I'm happy with that. Thank you very much, Mr. DB, for your contributions to the previous challenge. That was the PHP one-liners. That was very good. Very, very good. Really liked seeing that code. That was great. Thank you ever so much for watching. Happy coding, everyone, and stay safe, take care, and be kind to one another. Happy coding, everyone. Cheers. Bye-bye.